What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to be talking about the Blackrock Foundry gear buff that everybody's going to be getting next week. Now, a lot of people might not even know about this, including myself this morning. Whenever I got up, I usually check my phone for all the different messages people send me. And one thing is somebody linked me to a Blizzard post, and they asked me what my opinion was of this, and I read it, and I thought that instead of just answering that that question, I'm going to go ahead and do a whole video about it. Now, guys, long story short, I'm going to tell you guys what's going on. All the gear in Blackrock Foundry is getting +5 item levels. Like, it's real simple. It's not, you don't have to do anything. You just log on and your perps are upgraded. It's just that simple. So like Raid Finder gear is going to be 655 instead of 650. I don't know how they're going to do the LFR tier gear. I'm probably just going to go up to 660, I'd assume, but I don't really know. Mythic gear is going to be item level 700, so that's pretty cool. And I'm assuming that also Warforged Mythic will be 706, but I'm, again, not entirely sure. Anyway, so this is going to be happening next week. Now, I'm obviously pretty happy about this because I've got pretty much all Blackrock Foundry gear, and so this is going to be pretty cool. Log on to be more powerful. And I've also, but guys, I made this joke before. I made this joke like 4 years ago. Okay, is if Blizzard gave everybody gold bricks, people would complain that they are too heavy. And that's what I'm going to be doing, honestly, because I don't really think that this is the right way to go about it, but I'm happy that it's going to happen, right? And one of the reasons is obviously, Mythic Blackrock Foundry is pretty hard, okay? The last 3 bosses are, at least. The rest of them are not really that difficult, but the last 3 bosses are actually pretty difficult. And, I think it's kind of telling that I haven't seen a single DPS warrior, or warrior in general, besides, I think, Sko and Method, who's killed Mythic Blackhand. And so I think that's pretty crazy that it's really that bad in terms of, I guess, class disparity, and melee in general kind of gotten shafted in Blackrock Foundry. And so obviously with more gear, it will kind of allow for more leeway in comps and everything like that, and allow some melee classes to see more game time. And so I think that this was kind of maybe not really an intended result, but I think that it will happen a little bit. And also, of course, as a warrior, you scale better with gear, and so hopefully, this will kind of make warriors a little bit more viable than they are now. So anyway, the reason that this kind of bothers me is that you don't really have to do anything for this. You don't really have to, as I said, you log on and your perps are upgraded. That's it. And so the reason that I don't really like this is because, for one, all right, look, guys. I mean, we could have I really liked the item level upgrade system in Mists of Pandaria, and I think it's probably in the top 3 things that I was glad, with the entire expansion, one of the top 3 things that came out of it was item level upgrades. I loved it, okay? It was really great because it invested you in that piece of gear. You put effort into it, and I understand that it was kind of a pain in the ass because of Valor and everything like that, but I really do think that they should bring it back, and I know that people might disagree with me, but I think it would be great. And just have people spend Apexis crystals, because, I mean, y'all know, 99% of everybody, those things are fucking useless. So, might as well have some kind of a reason to go do those dailies, go do something else, buy a 5 item level upgrade or something like that. It would be great, okay? And so I don't really know why they did that, and that's kind of oh, yo, I just thought, all right, yo, what would be badass is all right, so let's say you go into Blackrock Foundry, because this is only happening in Blackrock Foundry. So you go in there and you kill trash, right? And then you get scraps off the trash, and then you get more scraps off the boss. And so it's instead of Iron Horde scraps, it's really Iron Horde scraps. And then you kill Blackhand, right? You kill Blackhand let's say normal, because none of that LFR bullshit. And there's a forge, right, at the bottom of it after you kill him, a little anvil there. And you can reforge, or you reinforce your gear from Blackrock Foundry. Reinforce it with the scraps that you get from all the instants and upgrade your gear that way. That would be good, dude, man. I would love that. And I really hope they do something like that, because it seems to me it's just everything is just kind of handed to you, and you don't really have a whole lot of investment in your gear and also in your character in general. And I remember back in back in Burning Crusade and Vanilla, and even in Mists of Pandaria, I had that Gorehowl weapon from Garrosh, and it's I had 4 item level upgrades on it. I had a really expensive enchant. I had gems in it. I had everything. This thing was just completely decked out, and it was awesome to see that on my character. All that work and effort that I put in that one item, and it's really, really cool to do that. And I really wish they'd bring that back, because it seems now gear is you're not really invested in it as much, and thus I don't really think you're invested as much in your character. And I really wish that they would just bring back item level upgrades, even if it's only for Blackrock Foundry. So it's something for people to do, because honestly, I don't really think it's very rewarding, or it's as rewarding to get a piece and then you just put it on and that's all there is to it. I think it would be pretty cool to be able to go back and, especially go back and reforge or reinforce the gear with something. That would be really cool. And I don't really know why they they do that, and it seems like this is like a problem with a lot of the wards or drainer stuff in general. Is that you pretty much get it, and it doesn't really take a lot of investment or work to get it, or maybe it takes a lot of work, but then once you get it, you're done, and that's it. And I know that a lot of people like that, but I personally don't really think it's a good idea. Um, I'm happy, as I said before, I'm happy about the item upgrade, and for all the Blackrock Foundry bosses. And I do want to talk about probably like two other things real quick before I end the video. For one, this will kind of make LFR more of a required step in the gearing process, because obviously it's not like, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to not go through LFR every week to get three, like free 655 gear? I mean, come on, let's be real. And so in that way, it's kind of, it's kind of bothersome. But honestly, I don't really think that it's that big of a deal, because somebody asked me about that. Uh, it's just whatever. And another thing is that, like, I mean, you guys know, like, I think I made a video about this, about like entry level raids, and so how I wanted like High Mall to kind of be an entry level raid to Blackrock Foundry, and then Blizzard's like saying that they're in the same tier, and it's like, are they really in the same tier? I mean, Blackrock Foundry has harder bosses, it drops tier gear, and it just drops better gear in general. So I mean, how is this really in the same tier? But I think that now it kind of makes High Mall a more defined entry level raid, and so I think that's actually kind of a good thing. But I wish it would be more, I guess, like communicated that that's what High Mall is really there for by Blizzard. Because I mean, you guys know, like, I mean, Heroic High Mall is a complete fucking joke. Like, even half the bosses on Mythic are a joke. So anyway, guys, like that's kind of what I'm talking about, and that's kind of where I'm at in terms of the Blackrock Foundry stuff. I'm glad that it's happening. I think that Blackrock Foundry does need kind of a nerf, because it is very, very hard, especially for some classes, to remain competitive and also like kind of earn their raid spot over other classes. And so hopefully this might help that a little bit, depending on how the classes scale. But either way, I just wish that they would add some sort of thing that you actually have to do to get the item upgrades, rather than it's just, oh great, I log on and I'm five item levels higher. So that's pretty much all I've got. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy about it, but at the same time, I think it could have been more interesting than it is. No, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.